Okay. All right, everyone. We have Mr. Tony G here to answer some of your questions, and it's related to health insurance. So, Tony, first, please introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Tony Gomez. Everybody calls me Uncle Tony G, and I am a health insurance specialist. I help people all over the country with their health insurance. Those that think they can't afford it, those that complain about it, or those that just don't know what they have.
And just as a background, Tony and I, we've worked together in the past, and Tony's awesome. So I'm very happy that he's taken the time to answer some of your questions. So let's dive straight in because I know Uncle Tony G is very busy. So our first question is, what is Cobra Insurance?
So most people think that Cobra is an insurance, and it is actually a law that was placed where if you work for a company and they offer you insurance, that is called a group plan. And once you leave that company by law has to offer that insurance to you at full price. They could pay a little bit, or the whole pro price is offered to you, but it's up to them, and it's up to 18 months that they allow that.
Okay,
Again,
so that's, oh, I'm sorry, Tony.
I was saying it could be 9 months or 18 months, but the max is 18 months.
Okay, so that's if you're no longer going to work for your current employer that was covering your insurance.
That's correct.
Okay, so what happens if you're in the middle of a divorce proceeding and your spouse has always covered insurance and the insurance was covered by his or her employer?
Yes.
Sorry, if you divorce, do you have that option to obtain the Cobra under the Cobra law?
You don't, because you're not the employee. Only the employee is offered the benefit. Once you're an employee, you do have that option of adding your spouse and your dependents, but the Cobra side of things, it is not offered to you because you're not the employee.
Gotcha. So what happens if you're in a divorce, and most divorces, they settle or you enter into a marital settlement agreement. And let's say throughout the marriage, your spouse was covered by, regardless of whether it's an employer or their own individual insurance, but that spouse covered your insurance. Can you enter into an agreement where that spouse agrees to continue to have you listed as part of that insurance even after you divorce?
No, you cannot be on that insurance because they're no longer married. You would have to go into the individual marketplace, either Obamacare or the private sector.
Okay, so I guess just to clarify, if you are under an insurance, you have to either be married, or like if you're covered under the same insurance, you have to either be married or related during that time frame?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so what happens if your divorce finalizes? Well, first, actually, I apologize. What is open enrollment? Because I hear that a lot when it comes to insurance.
So basically, when it comes to the marketplace, and only the marketplace plans, which has a couple names, they call it Obamacare, they call it ACA plans, and marketplace. Those plans are available November 15th to December 15th. And that's called open enrollment, where you can freely search for any plan and switch your plans on that marketplace. And that is what's called open enrollment.
Okay, so from November 15th to December 15th.
That's correct.
So what happens if your divorce is in October or February or January, or not within that time frame?
Now there are plans that are, again, guaranteed issue plans that no questions asked, you are on there. And they're considered gap plans to basically gap you to the open enrollment time period. They do have a cap. All depends on which plan. Some start at 200,000 all the way to 5 million. And basically you're capped at your full comprehensive plan there. And that gets you all the way to open enrollment, where you could jump on a major catastrophic plan where it pays to the moon and back if something major occurs.
Okay, so let's say you're using this gap plan. Does it matter the time frame? Like, let's say the divorce finalizes in January, so you have to wait all the way till November to actually get to the open enrollment time frame. Does it matter does the time frame matter?
Nope, it doesn't matter. You could jump on that, gap plan at whatever time, when it's not open enrollment. And those plans are great for the day-to-day, things, health needs you might have, going to the doctor, physicals, and whatnot. And that's what those plans are made for.
And what's the downside of a gap plan?
Downside is if something major occurs, heart attack, cancer, where your hospital bills are going to be major hospital bills, they're capped at a certain amount, and that's when those plans are not good. So they're not good for long-term solutions. They're only good for short-term solutions.
Gotcha. So if you have, for example, a pre-existing condition, or you you have some issues that you may need to go to the hospital, would you recommend a gap plan versus just going straight into a plan regardless of the fees that you may get because it's outside of open enrollment?
Well, there's only two. There's only the GAP and the Obamacare plans or ACA plans.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you got a pre-existing condition, you want to jump onto one of the marketplace plans when the open enrollment is available.
Why?
Because those will take care of you to the moon and back if anything major occurs. That's you want to have that plan in place. Yeah.
Okay. And let me see. Yeah. So we pretty much covered most of the questions that I've received, but I guess if you can tell us about.
Now, if you don't have some pre-existing conditions and you on the healthy side, there are plans available year-round that are on the private side. And those are available year-round. Difference of those plans is that you have to medically qualify and they basically approve you on the plans. So there are plans available. Most people think you don't have plans available for full comprehensive, but there are.
Okay, so and this applies, like, let's say a young, healthy individual divorces, is no longer covered under the spouse's plan. So the options, I guess, would be to get the short gap plan until open enrollment, or the Obamacare.
No, the private plan, which you get medically qualified for it, and then they approve you. And if you're not approved, then we put you on a gap plan until open enrollment.
Gotcha. Do you want to add anything else? What other services you do, or anything that's helpful?
Well, I mean, again, I help everybody, with all types of insurance when it comes to health. Also do dental. I think everybody has teeth, and with that being said, I could help anybody all year round with teeth and dental insurance, as well as vision plans. And I even do some pet insurance. So
you do?
If you need help with any of it,
we have to talk about
I'm your
that.
man.
Yeah,
Uncle Tony G.
Dogs, so, and they're my kids.
You can go to my website, www.uncletonygg.com.
Awesome, and I'll have all of your information down in the description comment section. So, well, thank you so much, Tony. We really appreciate all of your responses and your professionalism, and we hope to see you again. I'm sure I'm going to get more questions. So,
thank you again for letting me be a guest.
Awesome. All right, everyone, please send us your questions so that we can have Uncle Tony G come back and give us some answers. Have a great day.